Saraswati Swamiji. So
Not audible, not properly audible. Come closer to the mic, please.
Okay, so we have this book from Sachidanand Saraswati Hodanasipur. He has also written in Kannada, which is very good. All the like chapter, he gives the end of the chapter summary, which is extremely good. Like I mean, if it can be translated, I mean, as good as anybody, any other Swamiji, even Dayananda Saraswati Swamiji or Paramatmananda Swamiji, the same kind of thing, but in our language. So that's an advantage we have.
I see.
Yeah, that's very good.
I see.
Very
Okay.
precise.
So this is Swami Sachidananda Saraswati. Yeah, in Kannada. So he's good in Kannada, and you're referring to Swami Satchidananda Ji, who's a disciple of Swami Dayananda Ji, right? Yeah.
He's actually much senior to Swami Dayananda, almost even senior to Chinmayananda, much earlier.
Ah, okay. That is what I thought. Okay, not the new Swami.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Correct. And then there is Brahmananda Bharati, right? Brahmananda Bharati.
Yes.
Paramananda Bharati. Correct.
Paramananda Bharati.
Yeah.
His books are also good. I have some of his books. I do read them. He talks about science and Vedanta, things like that. Yeah. Good. So, any other questions?
Guruji, no questions as such, but I just wanted to share some insight if we have the time today.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much, Guruji. So this actually started, thought process started when we did last week's class, earlier class on 30 and Swamiji's talk and all that. So, from 2:7, when Arjuna starts with Karpanya Dosha Pahata Svabhava and submits to Krishna as a student, and then Krishna's, we've gone through all that. But what came to me as an insight was that also imparting, other than also imparting Jnanam to Arjun, Krishna is also clearly recognizing that Arjuna has a sense of insecurity or anxiety about the Dhyanam also. And every chapter, every adhyaya, there is at least one or two couplets where he tries to addresses that very clearly. So, for example, Tani Sarvani Sanyam Yukta Asita Matpara, that way you have a pathway to strengthen on the knowledge path. Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya Tatma Chetasaha. All of these things, to me, other than the core, the Jnanam, which Arjun's, with Arjuna's prajna, he is absorbing and he's asking questions. I think Krishna is also reassuring that he's there with him on the pathway, and he's there to make that Jnanam as drudham as it's required to be. The last one that we talked about, Sadhi Budhadi Daivam, I think that was really the key, where he says this Jnanam will never leave you once you have it. Whereas on the other hand, there is always that sense of insecurity, or with any skill, anything that you learn, my memory is going to fail, my faculties are going to give up, I'm going to lose this. Whereas Krishna, the 6th chapter, there are from 640 to 647, he completely reassures. He talks about the whole discipline of Dhyanam. Do this, do that, breathe this, breathe that. That is fine. But Yoginam abhi sarvesham madgena antaratmana Shraddhavan bhajtes yomam same yuktadama mata. I think he's saying that, put your as Purusha Prayatna, as we talked this morning, do that there, and I am there with you. Sarva Bhutas. There is also one which I really like, Bhoktaram Yadnat Pasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, in chapter 5, the last one. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. I am in every Bhuta's heart. Every Bhuta is in my heart. I think what more can be there as a reassurance and as a as completely quietening down the Shishya's insecurity, anxiety, fear, whatever, that this is indeed there with you from here on. That's it. So I just thought I wanted to share that with the class. That's it.
Definitely. So, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam.
Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. I think yes.
Bhutanam Suhridam. I'm there for everybody.
Everybody, yes.
And without you are having to travel anywhere, I'm there. And so wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether it is a profession or something else, whatever duties you're doing, keep doing with me in view.
Yes.
And so that changes the whole.
Correct.
Our life changes because of that.
Yes. Yes. I thought that he obviously talks of lots about Atma, Jnana, all of those things he Krishna keeps talking about, but he also gives this reassurance that you're not far away from me. You're not far. Indeed, I'm with you and you are with me. So actually, I thought that was an insight which came to me, 2-3 days back, and I thought I'd just share that.
Sure. Thank you, Anirudh.
Yes, thank you.
Jaykumarji.
Yeah.
I feel that Arjuna, more than insecurity, he was discussing with Krishna about his authenticity or his ethically being the same family he belongs to, fighting with Bhishma and then his guru Drona and all other cousins. That is the biggest, one of the biggest concern Arjuna had. And then how can I do that one? But what cost? Even if I win that war, what do I get? And then with all papam, the clarification Arjuna wanted to clarify. In the meantime, all other things Krishna teaches him is a life lessons and then enlightenment. That's what I feel.
Yeah. So Arjuna need not have all the problems that we have. Okay. So it's a story, no doubt. It's a story of Mahabharata. So Arjuna, we need not be insecure about some of the things we may be insecure about. Okay. I think earlier on you said that. And so that may be true. But Arjuna recognized that there was something that he was lacking. Okay. And so that insecurity manifested in this particular environment, in this particular setting where he was called to fight and everybody also is ready to fight. And why Arjuna is not able to fight? This is the question. And conflict is there. And so that conflict is symbolic of all the conflicts we face constantly. And Arjuna is smart enough saying this is not simply a dharma-adharma conflict. See, if it is a dharma-adharma conflict that day, this is not what we'll be talking. Our topic will be entirely different. What are the ethics? We will be talking about ethics. Did Bhishma do the right thing or not? Does Arjuna have the right to prosecute, kill Bhishma? How can Bhishma, being the grandfather of this family, how can anybody kill Bhishma? Like this pros and cons. Because of Bhishma, the entire family survived. Because of Bhishma's advice, we all grew up. Bhishma is our Pitamaha. He is our great guru, guru's guru. How can I kill Bhishma? All this becomes an argument. Dharma argument. Correct? Dharma Shastra it will become. But you don't see any Dharma Shastra here at all. You don't see any Dharma Shastra. Therefore, and Arjuna is then hinting, Shishyaha. The word Shishyaha in Sanskrit, Shashana Yogyaha, only applies to this Adhyatma Vidya. It doesn't apply anywhere else. And Arjuna seems to know that. Shishyasteham Shadi Mampam. He seems to know that. I am confused And I think I've heard about this moksha tattva and all that. You tell me about moksha direct. He jumps. He doesn't say, is it right for me to kill Bhishma or not? He doesn't really ask that specific question. Even though he says, how can I kill all these people? He says that. But Shishya says, why should I become a student? If I want to know about dharma and adharma, if I want to know if I should take a particular medicine or not, I will talk to Dr. Ramesh. But I am not a Shishya of Dr. Ramesh, correct? I'm not a Shishya. You know, I want to understand a lot about the heart and things like that. But a Shishya is different. For that, I have to go to school. I don't need to go to school to solve certain problems. But here, Arjuna's approach is different. Therefore, Krishna is also taking that same approach. Therefore, it is not that Krishna is just downloading a lot of stuff on Arjuna. And Krishna also seems to think that the time has come for Arjuna to get out of this war and peace and war and peace and war and peace and war and peace. Because that's all, that is the Kshatriya's life is war and peace. That's what it is, war and peace. They're never afraid of war. They want peace, never afraid of war. So, Krishna has taken him beyond that cycle. Then after that he says, Yatha ichasi tatha kuru, he says. Whatever you feel you do, he says. You know, he doesn't say, do as I told you to do. All this, this kind of lecture he doesn't give. Yatha ichasi tatha kuru. That's it. My teaching is over. Now it's all up to you. And then he says, Nashto mohaha smritir labdha. Nashto mohaha. My delusion is gone. My delusion is gone means what? What delusion is gone? Yeah. Whether that I am killing Bhishma and therefore destroying the whole family, therefore the entire society is going to get destroyed is what I originally thought. And now I know that is not true. That is one type of moha. But now other type of moha is I was confused about myself and that moha also is gone. Atma moha also is gone. Correct? So therefore we put ourselves in Arjuna's shoes and then absorb what is there. See, if this was a lecture on warfare and all that, it doesn't make sense to us. Why should I know about warfare and this and that, logistics and what is this? It's not. I'm not interested in all that. Those who are interested can study, but the Bhagavad Gita therefore has nothing to do with the war and even families and all that. Nothing to do with all that. That's all topical. It presents a context for us, but no more than a context.
Guruji, also I think Arjuna starts with saying Karpanya dosha bhata subha. I have had no time to devote to self-examination. And at this great juncture where I'm supposed to be doing this, I may survive, may not survive, that's secondary. But the point is I don't think I have the foundation to take me beyond this great confluence point that I've been put into. I think that essentially that essentially is what he realizes to his greatness. I think Arjuna's greatness, that well, I have not studied myself, or I have not had a chance to spend time to do that. And yes, you are it. I am your Shishya. You tell me. I think that I think is probably the greatest realization one can ever have. I think, and Arjuna, clearly, talks about all of us or represents all of us when he says that.
That is one way to interpret it, because he says dharma sammoda.
Dharma sammoda, yes.
Dharma sammoda. Dharma is not moksha.
Yes.
He doesn't say moksha sammoda chetasah. He doesn't say. He says dharma sammoda.
Yes.
Okay. So therefore, he is still in the field of dharma.
Yes. Agree. Yes.
And but the interpretation we make is that this dharma, I'm very good at dharma. I don't need a lecture in dharma, but still I am confused. It means there is something
missing,
problem that is more fundamental than that.
Yes. Agree. Yes.
I am worried about Bhishma's death. Means what? Krishna has to come and say, no, there's no death for Bhishma. Nobody can die, etc. Bhishma will live forever. Like that lecture he has to give. Then only he says, oh my God, what is this? So, yeah. So I think some people can interpret it this way. And it can be pure dharma also. Because, am I audible? Yeah, my video is kind of doing the slow motion, like we see in the movies, slow motion. So therefore, Dharma Samara. So I think Arjuna didn't know what was coming at him. He was smart enough to say, I'm confused and I don't know how to solve this problem. It's not simply whether I should kill this person or not. It's not as simple as that. It's even more deeper than that. And so I deliver myself to you.
But Guruji, did he know about moksha at that time, Arjuna? Because he would have studied Upanishads and all that, right?
Right. So all indications are not, because we don't see that in the Mahabharata that he was studying Upanishads and all that. He studied warfare. Arjuna is a good dancer also. He studied dance. He went to Indraloka and all. He was a dancer. He was a dance teacher, in fact, etc. Right? All that he has done. There's no indication that he was teaching Shastram to anybody. No indication that he learnt Shastram. So, no. Later on only he says Nashto Moha. So, we can easily relate to Arjuna ourselves. Therefore, because Jnani means we cannot relate to Arjuna if he was already a Jnani. And if he was already a Jnani, he doesn't need this lecture anyway. Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Okay, we'll stop with this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarva Maya Vinashanaya Trailokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarva Maya Vinashanaya Trailokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarva Maya Vinashanaya Trailokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
Thank
ಗುರುಜಿ.
you, Guruji.